Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star original continent based on novel. So let's start. Within the vast expanse of the God Country, rolling waves surged on the endless remote ocean. Remote ocean. Luo Feng stood by the edge of the palace square, overlooking the endless remote ocean as his consciousness established a connection with the virtual universe to investigate for more information. Remote ocean. This truly boundless existence was a domain filled with endless chaotic airflow and a land impregnated with various risks and dangers. The three most dangerous lands of all were Tilted Peak Sector, Flowing Countless Mountains, and Universe Boat. Other than these dangerous grounds, the other most common sites within the universe ocean would be the countless universes. These universes were divided into two categories. The first category was the primal universe that had been born naturally within the universe ocean. The primal universe was the greatest existence within the entire universe ocean. It was one of a kind. The birth of a primal universe led to the breeding and evolution of trillions of races, which reached the peak of reproduction, then went through deterioration, or decline, and then ruination. Reincarnation followed. After the final stage of ruination, everything would return to square one, when a new cycle would begin. This was how the primal universe had given birth of billions of races, and the birth of countless great beings. The other category was the universe created by universe supreme beings. The cultivation levels that great beings could attain were many. Undying great beings could own their god countries. And as a great being got stronger, his god country would gradually reach completion. After he became a universe master, the space within his god country and its time laws would be complete. When he cleared the final stage and became a universe supreme being, his entire god country would undergo the final change. It would transform into a miniature universe, at its most primal form. Thereafter, it would start evolving gradually. Miniature universes are creations of universe supreme beings. No wonder Space Ancestor has won. Luo Feng sighed. Since he was about to make his way to Universe Ocean, he prepared by immersing himself in the abundant and complex information he had found. Right, said Luo Feng. The primal universe of humanity must be Teacher Origin's creation. As he was being suppressed, the evolution of his primal universe stopped. That was why we were always in the primal stage. The primal universe was the point of origin of everything. It had given birth to billions of races, various types of life forms, and countless great beings. The universe supreme beings that were born in a primal universe would henceforth create many miniature universes. Upon comparison, the miniature universes would never be comparable to the primal universe. Both were on completely different energy levels. One round of reincarnation of the primal universe would give birth to countless races and a large number of great beings. Luo Feng's eyes lit up. The so-called great beings before the final stage of ruination would be life forms from the previous universe era. Even the virtual universe network did not contain any background information about great beings before the final stage of ruination of each universe. Or, at least, Luo Feng did not find such information. But obviously, judging by his previous conversation with Primal Chaos City leader, many great beings were still living even after the final stage of ruination. Every one of these great beings before ruination is more ancient than any of the great beings in our primal universe. Luo Feng mused. Those old fellows, with their countless periods of cultivation, have survived many various ordeals in Universe Ocean. I am sure they are not a group to be trifled with. Teacher is right. By comparison, our primal universe is merely a baby's cradle. No wonder Teacher was not prepared to let me enter Universe Ocean too early. I have to show that I had a different kind of ability to gain recognition. 3 days later, a message arrived from Primal Chaos City leader. The content was simple. Luo Feng, after joint verification by Huge Axe Creator and the Virtual Universe System, you have contributed greatly this time, but the fragments of the pulling traces diagram are individual fragments that showed no coherence. We are giving you 1,200 true treasure points for the fragments, and we are giving Ice Mountain Master 600 true treasure points to reward him for his efforts. You should prepare yourself. My deity body is rushing over from Universe Ocean. This time, I shall personally bring you into Universe Ocean in my deity form. Teacher's deity form. Luo Feng's eyes lit up with great anticipation. Teacher has 3 godly bodies. One assumes leadership duties in Primal Chaos City, another assumes leadership duties in the Primal Universe, and the third wanders about Universe Ocean. It is said that Teacher's deity form that wanders in Universe Ocean has extremely high combat powers. This is something I have never seen before. 1,200 true treasure points is twice the amount given to Teacher Uncle. Seems like the events of me providing my race with important information and helping Teacher Uncle in battle have been recognized as greater contributions. Luo Feng started pondering how he should make use of the 1,200 true treasure points. 1,200 true treasure points could roughly buy him an ordinary pinnacle true treasure weapon. Of course, top-tier domain-type true treasures like his Flame Sand Cup would be more expensive, roughly 3,000 true treasure points. Even a slightly less superior top-tier domain-type true treasure would require at least 2,000 true treasure points. Top-tier Flying Palace type true treasures and top-tier Soul type true treasures were all very valuable. He already owned a Soul type true treasure of the Flying Palace type, Blood Cloud Palace. But he dared not take it out into the open, as that would have been equivalent to revealing that he was Blood Cloud Palace Master. With 1,200 true treasure points, if I want to buy a top-tier Flying Palace type true treasure, then I do not have enough. Luo Feng shook his head. As for a senior Flying Palace type true treasure, the price is not worth paying. Forget it. I shall just keep it for future use, when I need Teacher Sitting Mountain Guest to help me with making a precious true treasure. I will make use of these 1,200 true treasure points then. Luo Feng had already made plans for this trip to Universe Ocean. His original Earthling body would take Golden Horned Beast body and Mosha body. The combined power of these 3 different bodies would justify why it was not worth spending 1,200 true treasure points on a senior Flying Palace type true treasure. I shall not concern myself with this anymore, thought Luo Feng. Let me familiarize myself with my Flame Sand Cup first. By using Miniature Universe, Flame Sand Cup, and Shawu Wings concurrently, I will have the power to run rampant in Universe Ocean. Luo Feng stood in the sky of the vast remote ocean. In an instant, the boundless, blazing flames spread out in all directions. At the core of God Country, a gigantic golden fireball appeared. Luo Feng stood directly in the middle of that golden fireball. In the twinkling of an eye, almost a month had passed. Within the human territory of the Primal Universe, in the Primal Secret region where Primal Chaos City Leader resided, Thousand Treasures River was as vast and mighty as ever, loosely stretching over a width of a few light years. Teacher, Luo Feng said, bowing respectfully. Are you ready? Asked Primal Chaos City Leader. He had donned a golden robe, and had green scales all over his head. His face was cool, just like an earthling. Both eyes were peaceful like the stars in the vast sky. Just standing there, he exuded an overwhelming power, as though the surrounding time and space might explode and shatter. It was an intensely aggressive aura. Yes, Teacher, Luo Feng said with a nod while observing Teacher's deity form. Teacher's deity form had the exact same look as the image that often appeared within the virtual universe. The body in charge of matters within Primal Chaos City was ferocious looking, while the body in the Primal Universe had to be a special life form. Follow me. Primal Chaos City Leader nodded and led the way, first through teleportation, then followed by God Country transportation. In a deserted land in the Primal Universe, there was a gigantic black hole. This black hole had long caused the vast surrounding starfield to fall into darkness, but 2 figures appeared in a flash. They were none other than Primal Chaos City Leader and Luo Feng. There are 2 ways to get to Universe Ocean, Primal Chaos City Leader explained. One way is to enter the interlayer of space, then teleport all the way to the other end of the interlayer where the membrane walls of the endless universe will be. Then, one can go through the walls of the universe membrane. They are strongly obstructive, but any universe master can break through them. Luo Feng nodded as he listened intently. The second way is to go through this Toya black hole, and leave the primal universe, Primal Chaos City leader said. The Toya black hole is said to be the strongest black hole in the whole primal universe. It has such a strong gravitational power that it keeps destroying the membrane walls, which is why, after entering the black hole, you are still able to exit right away. Luo Feng was shocked. It's really that powerful. Black holes can be strong or weak, Primal Chaos City leader explained. Of course, if it was so easy to walk out of here just like that, we would not allow all great beings to make their exit through here. The most important reason is that the region one reaches upon exiting the Toya black hole is surrounded by a total of natural 39 wormholes. Natural wormholes. Luo Feng's eyes brightened. Universe ocean is vast and boundless. Primal Chaos City leader said, once you enter Universe Ocean, you are no longer in an area under the influence of the primal universe. You won't be able to depend on God country transportation, or the dark universe to fly. If you want to roam Universe Ocean, you can only depend on teleportation, or the natural wormholes. Universe Ocean is shockingly big. Even the primal universe is only a fraction of the vast Universe Ocean. Solely depending on teleportation, how long would that take? Primal Chaos City leader laughed. That's why the natural wormholes are so important. Universe Ocean is full of illusions that are mysterious and odious, continued Primal Chaos City leader. Luckily, we have many natural wormholes. Following the path along these natural wormholes from one end to the other may take a couple of billion light years. To move about quickly within Universe Ocean, the most common way is to depend on these natural wormholes. Thus, the majority of the journey will be spent moving along these wormholes. There are also some other journeys that will require teleportation. Of course, after an endlessly long period, a large quantity of natural wormholes would have been connected at 2 points, and these would be recorded. Thus, it is easy to find the fastest route to reach your destination. Luo Feng nodded. Remember, Universe Ocean is different from the primal universe, Primal Chaos City leader said. The unique structure of the primal universe allows you to confirm coordinates wherever you are. However, there are no ways to confirm coordinates within the Universe Ocean. So, while within Universe Ocean, carrying a map is of the utmost importance. The reference objects on the map are also very important. Based on the map and the reference objects, you will not get lost. Getting lost in the Universe Ocean is terrifying. Once you lost your way, if you think to teleport to get back on the right track, you will more likely find yourself moving further away with each teleportation. Thereafter, you will be forever lost within Universe Ocean. If you are lucky enough, you may be able to find your way back, after countless eras. The very idea made Luo Feng's heart tremble. That is why it is necessary for every universe master to leave an avatar in the primal universe, continued Primal Chaos City leader. This will prevent him from getting completely lost within Universe Ocean if he meets with unforeseen circumstances. With an avatar around, at least you are still able to obtain a map. However, even if you do obtain a map, if you get lost somewhere too far away, where you cannot find a reference object on the map, it's also game over for you. That's why, when you are in Universe Ocean, you had better not run about as you please. If you want to explore Universe Ocean, you must depend on flight, because whatever you fly by, you can record the details of it on the map. Luo Feng nodded his head repeatedly. He understood. The places on the map with clear markings are where you can teleport, said Primal Chaos City leader. Then he took on a serious tone, warning, the places the map does not cover are unknown domains where teleportation is strictly forbidden. I am going to give you the map of Universe Ocean now. This is the most detailed map known to humanity. Of course, it is merely a tiny little region within the midst of the Universe Ocean, but at least, the 3 dangerous lands are included in it. Soon, Luo Feng received an extremely complicated and gigantic map. It was so complex that it made Luo Feng's heart tremble. Let's go, said Primal Chaos City leader. We shall go to universe ocean. The two flew straight toward the depths of Toya black hole, and quickly vanished from sight. Toya black hole was the most powerful black hole in the original universe. The immense gravity, a forceful swallowing and distorting power, could turn a universe night into ashes instantly, yet it was nothing to Luo Feng, as he had his force armor to weaken it to 1/100,000th. Luo Feng and Primal Chaos City Leader arrived at the deepest part of Toya black hole in a short while. That's the original body of Toya black hole, Primal Chaos City Leader said, pointing into the distance. Luo Feng looked. It was a sphere with a diameter of 3 meters, and there were dark, golden engravings on the surface. The engravings formed a strange picture, and the ball was exerting terrific gravitational force. The membrane around the black hole was a membrane of the original universe, which created a hole with a diameter of around 10,000 kilometers. Luo Feng and Primal Chaos City Leader flew beside the black hole, and resisted its gravitational pull. They flew along that membrane hole. Out there was universe ocean. Luo Feng flew into the universe ocean, and saw the chaos airflow permeating. The chaos airflow was so terrifically powerful. It wasn't aggressive at all, but the force would have been able to annihilate an undying fighter instantly. So powerful! Luo Feng exclaimed. Much more so than the chaos airflow of my miniature universe. Chaos airflow is the source of the energies of a universe. Primal Chaos City Leader stood in the space and looked at the endless chaos airflow. I'm not sure about the original universe, but the miniature universes of Universe Supreme Masters all have chaos airflow as their sources of energies. The chaos airflow in Universe Ocean is the purest, much purer than that in the Primal Universe. Luo Feng nodded. The Primal Universe was only a small universe, and the chaos airflow didn't have pressure at all, which was why Luo Feng didn't feel anything before when he was only at star level. You'll venture through Universe Ocean after leaving the original universe. Primal Chaos City Leader turned around and looked to the back. Luo Feng turned around as well. They saw the hole at the center of the membrane. It emanated as if it were a screen covering half of the universe ocean. That's the original universe, thought Luo Feng. The cradle that breeds billions of races. The cradle that bred me. He didn't feel the pressure from the original universe, but he felt it was untouchable, just as an ordinary person felt the sun was untouchable. Why did Teacher Origin dare to go against the original universe, whispered Luo Feng. The stronger you get, the more you see. Primal Chaos City Leader looked at the membrane. Even Universe Supreme Masters, those born before the Great Incarnation, didn't dare to go against the original universe. Teacher Origin is the only one. Perhaps you'll only understand that when you can roam Universe Ocean and defeat those Universe Supreme Masters from born before the Great Incarnation. Luo Feng nodded. Let's go. Primal Chaos City Leader took Luo Feng and teleported them. There were 39 space holes in total, all of which were natural wormholes. 39 natural wormholes of varying sizes. They all lead to different places. Primal Chaos City Leader smiled. You can distinguish among these wormholes, right? Yes. Luo Feng nodded. The map was accurate, and there were many descriptions. It would be a horrendous thing to lose one's way in Universe Ocean. Luo Feng pointed to a relatively large wormhole. We'll go along the 15th wormhole. Yes. Primal Chaos City Leader nodded. Let's go. There was chaos everywhere in Universe Ocean. However, Universe Masters didn't use their sight alone. The godly power they permeated could help them see the surroundings as well, which worked better than eyes. Natural wormholes. Teleportation. 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 Every time, they teleported themselves 10,000 light-years away, and the mind and willpower of a Universe Master helped them teleport at the fastest speed. After 2 days, 2 beings emerged from a space whirlpool. Luo Feng was shocked. He saw a huge membrane in front of a gigantic celestial body. However, the membrane was broken. He saw hundreds of holes and cracks on it, allowing chaos airflow to travel between Universe Ocean and the membrane. Luo Feng was shocked. This is a small universe. This is a miniature universe with a diameter of 100 million light-years, said Primal Chaos City Leader, dressed in a golden cape. He looked at the small universe and whispered, "A broken miniature universe." "Broken," said Luo Feng. Although he had the map, it was too complicated. He only knew the reference objects. He didn't read the details. When a universe supreme master dies, his miniature universe will be broken as well. Primal Chaos City Leader looked at Luo Feng. The highest form of a great being is a universe supreme master, and the highest form of a god country is a miniature universe. If an undying fighter dies, his god country will be left broken. If a universe supreme master dies, his miniature universe will be broken as well. Let's go. I'll show you this broken miniature universe. One teleportation transferred Luo Feng to a crack of the membrane. Universe membrane. Luo Feng saw the chaos airflow traveling and hitting that crack, trembling it. It was a crack more than 30,000 kilometers tall and hundreds of kilometers wide. Luo Feng looked at it. There were space and land fragments, huge mountains were floating, as well as some broken dead bodies. A part of the membrane broke off. The universe was crumbling. Sometimes, a part of the universe membrane came off, and sometimes, the fragments hit each other. The universe just kept crumbling. The original universe breeds countless great beings, and after some time, the original universe will reach its pinnacle level, die, and be destroyed, said Primal Chaos City Leader. After which, another incarnation will begin, and lots of genius will be born. Some universe supreme masters, and lots of universe masters will be born. One incarnation takes an eternity. In every incarnation, there will be some universe supreme masters, and they'll each have one miniature universe. Lots of miniature universes are unable to be detected. We found 18,022 small universes in total. Luo Feng held his breath. This is the third universe era, said Primal Chaos City Leader. And there were 2 universe eras before us. In the entire universe ocean. Other than 2 sanctuaries, only great beings of the 3 universe eras are still alive. As for the others, they're all dead. 3 universe eras. Luo Feng was shocked. Huh? Primal Chaos City Leader nodded. Yes, there are 3 universe eras represented in Universe Ocean. Our 3rd universe era is still thriving. As for the 2 eras before us, they've been through a complete incarnation. As a result, they have much more great beings than we do. We're in the 3rd universe era, and it's the weakest era. The 1st era was the strongest. Luo Feng understood it as well. At the start of the original universe, it would take a long time for great beings to be born. After all, techniques needed time to be perfected. However, as time went by, it would take less time. The 3rd universe era, which he was in, might have only been through half the incarnation, yet the former 2 eras had been through the incarnations completely. So the number of great beings was different. Primal Chaos City Leader shook his head and smiled. No need to look down upon ourselves. Teacher Origin roamed Universe Ocean and was invincible. All the Universe Supreme Masters avoided him. Teacher, did you say 3 universe eras and 2 sanctuaries? Luo Feng frowned. Which 2? Actually, we can tell from the number of small universes that a great number of Universe Supreme Masters was born. However, almost all of them are broken already. Apparently, those Universe Supreme Master all died. Luo Feng nodded. There are 2 powers in the Universe Ocean other than the 3 universe eras, and they belong to one miniature universe, said Primal Chaos City Leader. The 2 miniature universes were born tens of incarnations before us. Luo Feng was shocked. There were still beings alive from before the 2 incarnations. Those 2 miniature universes are enormous, said Primal Chaos City Leader. Normally, a miniature universe has a diameter of 100 million light-years. As for those 2, one is 2.1 billion light-years, and the other is 3.2 light-years. They're the biggest miniature universes, and we can't tell which incarnation they belong to. Luo Feng was shocked. If those two miniature universes had survived all the incarnations, they were indeed incredible. 3 universe eras and 2 sanctuaries are the powers in the universe ocean. Of course, there's no unity within any universe era. Just as our era is divided among 9 superpowers and 12 top-tier powers, the other 2 eras are also divided among tens of powers, so universe ocean is chaotic. Any other power will attack you. Primal Chaos City Leader stood amidst the void space. 3 universe reincarnation eras can be divided into dozens of powers, with the total almost up to 100 powers, he said. Close to 100 powers, yet not one of these is comparable to the 2 holy grounds. He sighed. Both of these 2 holy grounds are extremely powerful. Compared 1-to-1, no power stands up to theirs. Of course, if we were to look at an entire universe reincarnation era, and not just individual powers, even our primal universe, which seems to be the weakest reincarnation era, would be stronger than either one of the holy grounds alone. I am guessing that it would need the total powers of both holy grounds to be comparable to the power of our entire primal universe. But Luo Feng was genuinely shocked. The power of an entire primal universe. There were only a couple of universe supreme beings in the primal universe. For instance, the Hong Alliance had slightly more than 30 universe masters from its top 9 powers and top tier 12 powers, but the highest power stopped at the top tier level. Although it did not have any universe supreme beings, its universe masters were far from weak. Some other universe masters were lone wanderers, some stayed hidden, and some had gone missing. Adding all these up, the entire primal universe could be estimated to have at least 1,000 universe masters. There were only a couple of universe supreme beings, but close to 1,000 universe masters. And 2 holy grounds had to be combined powers to stay competitive and comparable. Don't look so shocked, said Primal Chaos City Leader. Putting together both holy grounds, the total quantity of universe masters might not match up to ours in the primal universe, but they may have undergone countless cycles of reincarnation. He sighed. They may not best us in terms of quantity, but in terms of quality, they are top-notch. At least, they dared to step out of their comfort zone to wander and roam, and most of them can comprehend a strongest technique. Luo Feng sucked in a breath of cool air. A strongest technique. Those who came out were all able to comprehend the strongest techniques. This was the information recorded by great beings from the primal universe, the final stage of ruination of the second universe era, the first universe era, and the 2 holy grounds. With a wave, Primal Chaos City Leader took out a transparent crystal ball that was dazzling with threads of golden light. In a serious tone, he said, "This is extremely classified information, and it has taken us eons to collect it. Some of these materials may implicate highly confidential events. Even if the powers of our primal universe did communicate and exchange information, the highly confidential ones are always kept hidden. Once you have finished going through them, destroy it all." "Yes, teacher," Luo Feng said, nodding. He understood. During the trip to Universe Ocean, Primal Chaos City Leader had been gradually briefing him on some of the information he needed to know first and foremost. If such a great deal of information was directly given to him while still in the primal universe, he might not have absorbed it with due vigilance. But in Universe Ocean, if one saw how the universe had undergone ruination and personally experienced the kind of shock it brought about, he would come to hold such information in high regards. With the transparent crystal ball in his hand, Luo Feng penetrated it with his godly power. At that moment, information rushed into his mind. Within this universe that was collapsing, there were a few godly corpses floating afar. Primal Chaos City Leader's attention was focused on Luo Feng, who was accepting the information he had been given. This, Luo Feng's eyes widened as he gazed at Primal Chaos City Leader. "Have you felt the pressure yet?" Primal Chaos City Leader laughed. "Yes." Luo Feng nodded repeatedly. After learning all this confidential information, Luo Feng felt a rising sense of crisis. It was too weak. The primal universe he was from was indeed the weakest. His godly power was at a disadvantage. Being the weaker side, he relied on miniature universe, Shawu wings, and flame sand cup to enable himself to be one of the better faring ones in the primal universe. However, if he was compared amongst those in the universe ocean, it was obvious that he would be at the end of the line. Just like the two holy grounds, in terms of godly power, Luo Feng lost when it came to strength. Furthermore, all of those that formed the two holy grounds were able to comprehend their strongest technique. Meanwhile, even if Luo Feng had miniature universe, Shawu wings, and flame sand cup to boost his power, he still ranked at the bottom compared to the two holy grounds. Initially, I intended for you to come here only after you had become a universe master, said Primal Chaos City leader. You may not have the ability to win fights, but you are very competent at keeping yourself alive. If you continue to sharpen and hone your skills, it will be very helpful in helping you become a universe master. Luo Feng nodded. Let's go. Primal Chaos City leader led the way for Luo Feng. They left this miniature universe that was on the verge of collapsing in an instant and continued on their journey. They continuously teleported at a high frequency, at times traveling along natural wormholes. On the 6th day after Luo Feng entered Universe Ocean, amidst the endless chaotic airflow. Right ahead is one of the dangerous lands, said Primal Chaos City leader, pointing to a point far ahead. Vibrating Sand River. Although its danger level is much lower than the three most dangerous lands, if caught trespassing, you would still face the danger of annihilation. Even for me, I must pay extra caution when exploring that land. If we were so arrogant as to teleport anywhere we wish within the vibrating Sand River, I'm afraid we would be in danger of being annihilated. Luo Feng nodded. On the Universe Ocean map given to him previously, there were many descriptions of the various dangerous lands, and vibrating Sand River was considered an average one. Within Universe Ocean, we humans must know the dangerous lands, said Primal Chaos City leader. The total consists of more than 3,000 places, and with the passing of time, the numbers are gradually increasing. He laughed and continued, Universe Ocean is truly too big. Only places like the two holy grounds would know more about these dangerous lands, but they are not willing to share the information with us. In a blink of the eye, it was already Luo Feng's 8th day in the Universe Ocean. Primal Chaos City leader brought Luo Feng on another teleportation, before they finally stopped. Very soon, we will be able to see one of the three most dangerous lands, Tilted Peak Sector. The other dangerous lands were nothing compared to Tilted Peak Sector. Luo Feng and Primal Chaos City leader stood in the void space, side by side, and gazed into the distance. Luo Feng squinted. Wow! In the distance was a lofty mountain. One of the peaks had fallen off to mid-mountain level, as though some great existence with limitless power had sliced through the mountain horizontally, causing the peak to fall off midway down the mountain. From the peak of that slippery main mountain, enormous waterfalls cascaded down, landing midway down the mountain. The water flow spread out to fill its surroundings, submerging a small part of the fallen mountain peak. At the same time, countless small rocks rotated around that mountain peak in continuous flight. That is Tilted Peak Sector, explained Primal Chaos City leader. It is named Tilted Peak, because the mountain's peak fell in this tilted manner. Look at those small rocks. He pointed to the countless rocks continuously flying in a winding manner around the mountain, and said with a laugh, we are currently 100 million light-years away. They seem like small rocks from here. If you were to guess, how big do you think they are? Luo Feng was stunned. The Universe Ocean map that was given to him was considered very detailed in its descriptions of Tilted Peak Sector. For instance, Tilted Peak Sector's main mountain stood at a height of 98.02 million light-years, and the fallen peak had a maximum diameter of 12.26 million light-years. The external domain made up the outside area of the mountain. Its danger level was lower, but some dangerous spots in the external domain would still be enough to annihilate certain universe masters, who were weaker in the ability to save themselves. The internal domain made up the inside area of the mountain. The danger level here was very high, even the strongest universe masters might be annihilated. Meanwhile, at the core of the mountain, even universe supreme beings might be annihilated. The rocks. Luo Feng muttered under his breath. The map did not provide any descriptions of the sizes of those rocks, whether they are big or small. But if the main mountain is tall as 98.02 million light-years, then, going by proportion, we could estimate the sizes of those rocks. Luo Feng tried to visualize how big the rocks were by estimation. I suppose the size would be measured in terms of light-years, he said, again shocked by what he just learned. Within the primal universe, a mountain as tall as 100 million light-years was an impossible sight. For a single rock to take a size that had to be calculated in light-years. Only Universe Ocean, where the primal universe had emerged from, could make this possible. Primal Chaos City leader laughed. Let's go. We are still very far from it, we still need to teleport for quite some time. A while later, Luo Feng and Primal Chaos City leader made it to the external area of Tilted Peak Sector. Numerous gigantic boulders flew about at high speeds. Previously, while they had observed the scene from 100 million light-years away, these had appeared to be small rocks. Now, looking at them close up, they were so big that they were practically immeasurable, and all of them were maintaining a speed of flight that was several times the speed of light. The ultimate speed of light in Universe Ocean was not the same as the speed of light in the primal universe. Look, said Primal Chaos City leader. That is one of the great beings from the Jew race, one of the pinnacle races from the first universe era. Primal Chaos City leader pointed to a beast in the distance. It took the look of a flying beast with gigantic wings covered with scales and a blood-red body. It was looking in their direction. Primal Chaos City leader, it said. The flying beast's single eye flashed a look of fear, then it teleported away as soon as it could. The Jew race, said Luo Feng. He recalled that the races that had been born 2 universe reincarnation eras before the final ruination would exhibit differences from the Jew race in the current primal universe upon undergoing changes. The Jew race had been born within the current primal universe, but the entire race had since been exterminated. However, during the first universe reincarnation era, it had actually developed into a pinnacle race. They teleported repeatedly, and another long moment passed. Passing by celestial rocks that were flying at a speed which was a few times faster than the speed of light, they finally landed on a celestial rock with a diameter of approximately 8.2 light-years. The external domain of Tilted Peak Sector has countless celestial rocks, and these rocks are constantly flying at an extremely high speed, Primal Chaos City leader said. He stood on the surface of the celestial rock and looked around at the surrounding void space. However, standing on this celestial rock, you will realize that all the other rocks appear relatively static. Luo Feng nodded. Yes. The rocks that were near the main mountain peak were flying slowly, while the ones farthest away flew the fastest. This was how the relative distance between the countless rocks was kept at an eternal constant. Huge Axe Creator is currently here in Tilted Peak Sector. Primal Chaos City leader laughed and continued, so, the great beings of our human race in Universe Ocean are mainly gathered here in Tilted Peak Sector. Understanding dawned upon Luo Feng. No wonder Huge Axe Creator was not aware of what happened earlier in the Yuan Ao secret region. He was right here. This celestial rock will be the temporary gathering point for our human race, Primal Chaos City leader explained. Of course, universe masters of other races from the Hong Alliance will be gathering here, too. Follow me. He led Luo Feng away via short-distance teleportation. They reached another spot that was 3 light-years away from the celestial rock. On the surface of the celestial rock, any of those indentations could easily be as deep as 1,000,000 miles or even more. Amidst this valley was a temple. Outside the temple, 2 figures were engaged in casual conversation. When they saw Luo Feng and Primal Chaos City leader arriving all of a sudden, they rushed to greet him. Primal Chaos City leader, said one. Primal Chaos City leader, you have arrived, said the other. Have you brought Luo Feng? The moment Luo Feng landed within the valley, he could sense a total of 5 universe masters inside and outside the temple. They were all universe masters whom Luo Feng had seen before via the virtual universe, and they exuded auras that were the same as the simulated ones in the virtual universe, which was why he was able to determine their identities clearly. Out of these 5 universe masters, 3 were from the human race, and 2 were members of the Hong Alliance and were from non-human races. Primal Chaos City Leader. Primal Chaos City Leader. 3 figures stepped out from the palace to welcome them, clearly appearing, because Primal Chaos City Leader was a figure of an extremely high position. Milky Way Horde Leader, welcome to Tilted Peak Sector. Friendly laughter resounded. This was someone Luo Feng was familiar with, Remote Lord Master. This video will end here.